Okay, so good morning, all of you, and welcome to today's Avyakt Murli English Reading Club. Today we'll be covering two Murlis because the Murlis are very short, so it's a bonus of two Murlis. And the first Murli is all about how Baba is saying that your mind should be appointed. Let your mind have an appointment with me in the form of four things. So according to Baba, it is Milan, Lagan, Magan, and Varnan. And then we'll cover it soon. But Baba always says ki lagan ki agan mein magan. So lagan is the fondness, the belongingness to Baba. Agan is the fire of yoga. And Baba says, let that whatever belongingness you have, let that fire of yoga always be there. And magan means just be lost in that or absorbed in that. So I'll share the screen and you can see, right. So today the first Murli is 5th November 1970. Baba is saying, can each of you see your light and might? Do you have the power of this discrimination to see your light and might? Or are you still making effort? Are you an image that grants visions? What vision would your bhagats have if they came in front of you now? It should be a vision of the perfect form or the perfect stage. But would you be able to grant them that vision? Because if I am not still perfect, I can't grant that vision. Or would they have a vision of the fluctuation in your effort? That's not right to give a vision of your fluctuating effort. So consider that your photograph is being taken every second by the camera of the drama. At the time of taking a photograph, you must pay attention to everything. This photograph will be remembered in the form of some divine activity, and the images of the different stages of the present time will be worshipped in different forms. You know, Baba always keeps saying this, that to the extent your effort is uninterrupted, to the same extent will your bhakti also be uninterrupted. So whatever you're doing here at the confluence, you are creating your own bhagats. So if you are doing anything interrupted, your bhagats also will be doing an interrupted worship of yours in the future. So therefore Baba is saying that each and everyone's image is different, and whatever stage we have at the present time will be worshipped in the same level, in the same form by the bhagats from the Dwapar age, from the Copper age. So you have to be very careful about our effort and about our vision. What vision am I giving to my bhagats? When you perform a drama on the stage and visualize it, you pay so much attention, don't you? So in the same way, consider yourself now to be playing a part on the unlimited stage, Behad ki stage. The vision of the souls of the entire world is directed towards me. Remember the slogan, to delay is danger. Baba says in Hindi, that delay karna, deri karna is dangerous. It's not very good. If you delay in anything, there will be that much delay in the right to the fortune of the kingdom. So again, Baba correlates this very well. That whatever effort I do here, according to that effort, I will come from that day of the either golden age or maybe even direct in the silver age. All depends on my effort. The majority of you complain that storms of waste thoughts create obstacles to becoming complete. So fix appointments for what you have to do throughout the day to keep your mind busy at all times. Then waste thoughts won't have any time in between to disturb you. So Baba is saying, let your mind appointment diary be fixed. At what time, what I have to do. This way your time will be used in a worthwhile way. So there are 4 things in which you have to appoint your mind. So let's look at the first one, Milan. Milan is to meet, that is to have a heart-to-heart conversation with Baba. Varnan is to speak, that is service. So Baba particularly is saying Vacha Seva, Vacha service, the service through your words. Third is Lagan, which is to have love, which is being absorbed or immersed in love. We spend a lot of time in developing this love, and that's what Baba says, that Muhabbat and Mehnat. He says that your love for me should be so natural and it should be so easy, but you'll have to make an effort to develop this love with me, which shows that the love is not in one way true. And the fourth one is Magan, is to be merged in love. Magan Avastha, lost. You may only stay merged for a short time. So 4 things, Milan, Lagan, Varnan, and Magan. So have you become such Master Almighty authorities? When you are that, you have passed and will never then fail in any aspect. All these 4 aspects, Baba is saying, I want you all to be 100%. Are you ever susceptible to feeling sensitive? Are you feeling proof? 2 important things. People can be very sensitive by nature, and at the drop of the hat, they become so emotional. Oh, this one said that. Baba was very specific, and all the dadis have always shared this, and the many senior didis also share that the dadis had asked them to make sure that nothing, whatever in life, in your Brahmin life, whatever someone is telling you, please make sure you're not coming into the feeling aspect. That, oh, I didn't feel nice, I felt bad when someone said this. No, why are you so sensitive by nature? So are you feeling proof? Are you sensitive proof? In the sense, are you overtly sensitive, extra sensitive, hypersensitive, we must say? So Master Almighty Authority is beyond feeling sensitive and is full in all aspects, such as knowledgeful. So I must say today's takeaway from this Murli is to be away from the feeling. To the extent that someone becomes full, accordingly he will finish all the flaws and the flu. And flawless means full. So today Baba is really playing around a lot with these English words. Flu is the bukhar, the viral illness which we have. So if you're coming into the level of feeling all the time, you're constantly having a flu. Until the time you're having a flu, your flaws won't go. You won't become a flawless diamond. When we say feeling here, remember it was the Sunday, Murli last Sunday, Baba was saying about Saput and Sabut, which is how worthy you are and what is the proof of that worthiness of yours. In that Baba said about Bhav and Bhavna. That feeling was different. This feeling is different. I hope you can understand the difference. So are all of you a Master Almighty Authority? Those who did not raise your hands are also Master Almighty Authority, because you have made the Almighty Authority Father belong to you in all your relationships. When you have such a great practical example, why don't you know and accept yourself? So who's the great example for us? Baba himself. If you constantly have this practical example in front of you, then it is easy to become a conqueror of Maya. Do you understand? Since you have forged all relationships with the one Father, what else remains? And when there is nothing remaining, to where will the intellect be drawn? So it's very important to know that if I have all my relationships, connections with the one Father, my intellect won't be sort of stuck here and there. It will always be just Baba and Baba. But if the intellect is wandering here and there, it shows that you have not forged all relationships with the one. So then Baba says, now you are in a bhatti. You have come to check to what extent your battery is charged and to charge it. So to what extent it's charged, and you have to charge to it become full. all of you are the valuable, serviceable workers group, of which Baba mentions in the next Murli. It's a carry forward in the next, about which workers are you. So Baba is saying serviceable, but also valuable, amulya, and serviceable. However, there is a but to it. What but is it? Lekin. It reminds me here of Mama, because Mama used to say, all of you all are good in your effort. You all do a lot of things. Lekin. Urdu word for but. But in Sindhi, if you want to break the word, le means lena, as in Hindi, and kin means dirty, dirt, or waste. So according to Mama, Mama used to say, when you say the word but or lekin, you're taking dirt. Lekin, you're taking waste. So now what is waste according to Baba? So Bab Dada sees the actions of the workers from the subtle region. So we are in the corporeal, Baba is seeing from the avyak subtle region. And remember, Baba last Sunday said that you have to become ready for the avyak varsh, avyak a year. And that Murli, though, is of January 93, if you remember, 9 January 93, last Sunday it was, but it is basically Baba is, everything is trying to repeat. We are revising the Murlis. Why Raju Bhai is putting those Murlis? Because Baba is wanting to give us those signals. And he's asking us that from December itself till January Avyakt month next year, let us try to celebrate being the Avyakt year. So now Babdada is seeing our actions from the subtle region. Sometimes you perform a very wonderful circus. It is worth seeing the parts that you play in this circus. Sometimes the workers show their fearsome form, but instead of adopting a fearsome form on their weaknesses, you show the circus of the fearsome form over others, right? So rather than trying to manage our weaknesses and have fear from our weaknesses so that we don't have weaknesses, we just doing it, we keep doing it for others. Sometimes you show the other circus of swinging in the swing of waste thoughts instead of in the swing of supersensuous joy, which is atindriya sukh ke bajay. It's all lekin, which is all the waste thoughts, vyarth. And thirdly, the majority of you show the circus of changing your stage and your form. Sthiti and Swarup. Stage is your sthiti, form is your Swarup. So three things: the form of weaknesses, form of waste thoughts, and form, original stage and form. So we keep changing this. Baba is saying that. You have to finish the desires for reward. Instead of that word desire, remember the word good. So it's not very, in English, sometimes you don't understand, but desire is ichha and good is acha. So ichha ke bajaye Baba says, acha word yaad rakho. Desire finishes cleanliness and then you become a warrior. So workers are doers, not worry. Sorry, I said warriors, it's warrior. Warrior means to keep having chinta, constantly worry about something. So you workers are doers, not warriors. Babdada still has hope in you, but for success, you must first gain the power of tolerance. Today's power is Sahin Shakti. And the sign of closeness to perfection is success. So put this slogan in front of you. And what is the slogan? Purity is the prosperity of the confluence age. Baba also says another P, peace, purity, and prosperity. So he's saying purity is the prosperity of the confluence age. Purity is indeed prosperity. You will be prosperous if you are pure inside. There is so much detail in purity. The teachers will give you a class on what purity is and what yuktis you can imbibe it. You can imbibe for it. So, you know, there are many Murlis on Pavitrata, purity. Baba has considered different levels of Pavitrata as he had covered a course on Tyag, Tyag, which was renunciation. So here Baba ends the first Murli. So I'll stop sharing this and share the second screen for the second Murli. So Baba carries this forward into the wonderful circus of how we workers working in the corporeal world and Baba looking at us from the Avyak subtle region. So let me just share it. Yeah, so here you go. So after 5th, 25 days, 30th November 70, Baba continued this as he was saying the wonderful circus of the workers. And workers are not warriors, they are doers. That's what Baba is saying. We are not warriors. We are not fighting all the time with Maya. We are not worrying as well, but we are just doers in action. So have you become master almighty authorities? Has this group of half Kumars already become master almighty authorities? Or have you come here to become that? I'm sure you understand what is the meaning of half Kumars in English. In Hindi, we say Adhar Kumar. So Kumars are the ones who are not married. Half Kumars are the ones who are married. And why we say half? Why Baba says half? Because they have sort of already went into marriage, so they are not Kumar anymore. But since they have become Brahma Kumaris, they still can be called Kumar. So therefore they are half that way. Baba says Adhar Kumar and Adhar Kumari. So it was probably their bhakti, they had come. So Baba says that you're also becoming master almighty authorities. Those of you who think that you have come here to become that, raise your hands. And those who have already become that, come to the front. So any other Kumars here, please raise your hands. Baba is seeing you all, not me. When you are a master almighty authority, you have passed. You never fail in any aspect. Acha, are you ever susceptible to feeling sensitive? Usually it's the mothers, the Kumaris who are sensitive. But Baba is asking the other Kumars as well. Have you received the certificate of being feeling proof from your instrument teacher? For some reason, Baba is covering this today in great length. Feeling proof. According to the present time, this is not a small thing. Coming into feeling every now and then will fluctuate, will disturb my state of mind, right? So Baba is saying it's not a small thing. According to an effort maker of the present time, even a small thing is counted as something big. Do you understand? So to the extent that a person is wealthy or important, accordingly, the punishment of being fined even 1 penny for any small mistake or bad action is a very big thing for him. Because everything, if we look in our mirrors, darpan mein, apne darpan mein, Baba says, you'll see your effort, all of you must see in your own mirror. And anything small, even a little flaw in the diamond will be magnified. So anything which is still you are feeling, oh, it's just a small feeling I'm feeling. No, it's too big. It will be counted as something big. To be a master almighty authority means to be beyond feeling sensitive. That is to be full in all aspects, such as all those knowledgeful, powerful, blissful. There is the suffix full after each word. To the extent that you become full, accordingly, you can finish all the flaws and the flow of sensitive feelings. Flawless means full. So are all of you a master almighty authority? So today's definition, master almighty authority is equal to flawless. Those of you who did not raise your hands are also master almighty authorities because you have made the almighty authority father belong to you. So you can see there are a few lines which are repeating from the previous Murli. So anyway, we will read it because this also is a small one. And then Baba is saying, so have you made the almighty authority belong to you in all relationships? When you have such a great practical example, why do you not know yourself and accept yourself? So 2 ways. First is knowing the self and second is accepting. If you have constantly this practical example in front of you, it is very easy for you to become a conqueror of Maya. Do you understand that? Since you have forged all the relationships with the one, what else remains? When there is nothing remaining, where would the intellect be drawn to? This is all the same thing from the last Murli, so it's good to doubly revise it. If the intellect is wandering here and there, it shows that you have not forged all the relationships with one. What is the sign of having forged all the relationships with the one? Is that you will have broken away from all the others. Which Baba says in English, none but one. If there is no destination, where would the intellect go? So all the other destinations have been removed and the relationships are forged with the one. Then the complaint that the intellect runs here and there will finish. Acha, and Baba keeps saying this word again in English. The ones who keep complaining are not complete. So if I am all the time in my yoga complaining to Baba, it is a sign that I'm still not complete. I need to work on myself. I presume this next Murli, the next part also is a bit of repetition, but there are quite a few new things in that. So let us just cover them. This group understands that you have come to a bhakti. Since you are in a bhakti anyway, why have you especially come to this bhakti? You should say that you are in a bhakti, but that you have come to check and verify to what extent your battery is charged. Have you come to charge it or to just check it? Right? Obviously, in our mobiles which we use, if it is low battery, we don't just keep checking it. We go ahead and charge it. The same is here, check and change. So in the bracket, it is said both, which means someone has said that. It's not Baba's word, it's someone in the background. So all of you are the valuable, serviceable workers group. You heard the title of this group. Everyone is happy on hearing this title. However, there is a but to it. You also have an aim. Through this aim, you show that you will go away from the bhakti having become equal, Bab Saman. So it is the group of workers, but instead of being workers, do you know what you sometimes do? Baba said that before, it was warriors, right? Bab Dada sees from the subtle region the actions of you workers. Sometimes you perform a very wonderful circus. In a circus, they show various acts. In the same way, each of you shows your own circus. All of us are like in the circus, and everyone has their own big circus, a lot of different acts. It is worth seeing the parts that you play in this circus. Sometimes the workers show their fearsome form. However, instead of adopting a fearsome form with your weaknesses, you show the circus of the fearsome form to others. So you try to make others feel fearful of you. Whenever an interaction with others, whether in a family or in godly relationships, you show the circus of a fearsome form in all three aspects, which we had seen before. It was the swing of waste thoughts, fearsome for others, and the third one was we're changing our form and stage all the time. Sometimes you show the other circus of swinging in the swing of waste thoughts. In fact, you have to swing in the swing of supersensuous joy. But instead of that, you swing in the swing of waste thoughts. What is the third circus you show? You show the circus of changing your stage and form every now and then. The majority of you play the part of changing your form and your stage. So while sitting in the subtle region, Babdada sees the circus of the group of workers. You're very good effort makers, but while making effort, you sometimes have a desire to experience instantly the reward of having made good effort. So you have done effort, but Baba says you want the instant reward. And what is that in your mind? It's a desire, ichha. So you have a desire, it is not good. So what is, instead of having ichha, you should be acha, you should be good. So you have to accumulate your fruit. However, in some cases, you have the desire to experience the reward of your effort here itself, here and now. I need an instant fruit. So you don't accumulate as much. So do you understand that? You have to finish this matter here before you go. Finish the desire for any reward and simply make good effort. Instead of the word desire, remember the word good. Do you understand? Desire finishes cleanliness, swachhata. So instead of cleanliness, then you become a warrior. And warrior, Baba says, is sochta, which Baba always says, be a sochta, a bhokta, and a karta. Sometimes we can cover that. So because we keep thinking, oh, I have done this, I should get this. A bhokta, a sochta, and a karta. These are Baba's title also, and we also have to become that. Baba has said in one of the Murlis. So become an sochta rather than sochta. And how will that happen? If you have swachhata. This is the present result. Workers means the ones who are doers and not warriors. Bab Dada knows that this is a group of jewels in whom Bab Dada has lot of hope. And you are those in whom Bab Dada has hope. You are courageous, but just you have to add one aspect. And that's what Baba said, the power of tolerance. You have to become those who have this power. Then simply from being those in whom Bab Dada has hope, then you will become images of success. So Safalta, Baba is saying, is directly related to Sahinshilta or Sahin Shakti. So do you understand? At present, you are the image in whom Bab Dada has a lot of hope. And by adding this one aspect, which aspect? Power of tolerance, you will become images of success. The sign of closeness to perfection is success. So to the extent that you see yourself as an image of success, you can accordingly consider yourself to be that close to perfection. What slogan will this group keep in front of themselves in order to become images of success? The slogan is purity is prosperity. And to expand on that, purity is the prosperity of the confluence age, particularly. There is so much detail in purity. The teachers will give you a class on what purity is and with what wise methods you can imbibe it. Bab Dada is just giving you the topic. So each one of us can go ahead and read on it, develop on that purity and prosperity. You can, there's something called Avyakt Murli search engine. If you type in those purity and prosperity in the keywords, you'll get n number of Murlis on each of these. So we can do that if someone is wanting to do in detail. You have to understand the detail of purity. What is known as complete purity, Sampurna Pavitrata. Purity alone is prosperity. This is the elevated slogan of this group. At the time of completion, Baba will give you an exam on perfection. He'll take your exam on how pure you have become and how perfect you have become. Bab Dada is telling you the question paper in advance. So it will be easy to pass that, won't it? Baba will give a paper in the four main aspects of what perfection is. But Baba will not tell you now what those four aspects are. Achha, so all of us can really churn on this. That Baba, homework for today is purity and prosperity. Try to hunt a few Murlis and go into the detail of what purity is. In the second homework, Baba says the question paper will happen anytime. I have given you in advance. And what you can do is the four main aspects of perfection. Perfection is sampurnata. Completeness is sampannata. So Baba has had many murlis on sampurnata as well. So again, if you type perfection in that Avyak Murli search engine, you will get a few murlis on that, and then try to find out the four main aspects of what perfection is. So we can do that homework as well. So with this, I'll just stop sharing the screen. We'll spend a minute in silence and all of you can then start sharing. So you can start sharing.
Om Shanti, brother. Today, Baba is asking to check whether we are light or might, whether we are perfect to grant vision, and photograph is taken daily, and so in the drama, so we should be prepared for it. And he's asking us to what extent that efforts are uninterrupted, because that depends on the Bhagat. It will be depending on that the Bhagat will happen. Then we should be careful about our visions. And then he also says to delay is danger. That is not now, then never. That he is asking us to be aware of it. Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti Ji, Divine Family. I will be focusing on designing my daily timetable for my mind, so I do not waste any second, any moment in terms of wasting my time going into past or just wandering around. So in order to prevent that, I will be designing assignment for my mind, what to think while I'm doing cooking, cleaning, or daily chores. So either I will give mantra or like any formula or equation to memorize. Thank you. Om Shanti Ji.
Om Shanti. As for the second Murli, Baba talked about purity and prosperity. According to some Murli of Baba, purity means purity. Our thoughts must be pure first. Means we have to purify our body also, but before that, according to Baba's Murli and according to my Chintan, I think our thoughts must be pure first. If we are just making our body clean and our thoughts are so bad, so impure, then the bodily pureness will not longer survive. So thoughts, a purity of thoughts must be first, and it's important. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother. So Baba today mentioning about the workers and the three forms of weaknesses. So the word workers, what it actually, doers means what? So I can't get that. And that circus, fear some form of over others. So all that I can't get the meaning what actually Baba wants to mean. Can you enumerate on that, brother?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Karthika Ben. So fearsome form, which means in our actions, when we are performing our actions, sometimes we perform such actions which looking at people become fearful, and they may not then try to come in close contact with us. We do some things, or maybe even if we just become very sensitive. If someone tells me something and I become very sensitive, overtly sensitive, then that person is fearful of telling me something in future, because he'll say, oh, this one is so sensitive and he will feel hurt and etc., something like that. So we become so much like, as Baba says, full of flaws, lot of feeling of flu. The flu of feeling comes into us. So Baba says you should not be like that in your actions. You should be fearsome for yourself, which means your weaknesses which you have. You have to be a Shakti form for that. Finish your weaknesses and let the Maya be afraid of you. Let not other people be afraid of you. So let Maya come and surrender in front of you. You try to defeat Maya rather than rather than people getting afraid of you. So that's what is the fearsome form for self weaknesses rather than for others. I hope that's clear now.
Thanks, brother. Then the workers, what it means, brother? Workers, doers.
Yeah, so workers means all of us are workers, right? On our world stage, all of us are performing action. because we are in this corporeal world, and the corporeal world is full of action. So anyone who is performing work, any task, is a worker. So all of us are workers that way. Okay. On the world drama stage. Yeah.
Okay, that circus means whether Baba is telling us our positive side or
No, Baba.
he's making comment on us.
So Baba is telling us, he's commenting, he's being critical here. He's telling us in the circus, all the circus workers, they show various stunts, right? They go from here and there, from this rope to another rope. So same thing, our mind also fluctuates from here to there. So we are showing a wonderful circus to Baba, but which Baba doesn't like. So it's a taunt for us. That way it's a taunt. It's a critical circus, which Baba is seeing, he's saying. So we need to not become circus workers, but we need to become plain workers, rather people who perform action and sresht action, elevated action. Because circus workers perform actions which are like very dangerous and very fluctuating. They can, even circus workers can fall and also get an accident, develop an accident. So we don't want to do that. Baba is saying, don't be circus workers. That's what he's saying. So I hope this is clear now.
Okay, thank you. Super, brother.
Om Shanti,
Om
brother. He is also, we are making great efforts, but while making effort, we are having a desire. That is, we want the reward instantly. So he is telling us, instead of making it icha, make it a acha. So this point also, I like to take it over, brother. Thank you.
Om Shanti, brother. Om Shanti. Am I audible?
Yes, sister.
Go ahead.
Okay. The Murli, when the title came, Delay is Danger, I thought Baba is going to really prepare us for the end. Saying, see, like for the past 2 days, he says, you're a marshal, I'm going to whistle blow. Really, I thought it's going to be that in the Murli. But what a wonderful, such a short Murli, an essence-full Murli. And there are so many things he says, of course, for delay, your photograph is being taken, people are looking at you, you're on the stage, the curtain is going to open. So you should not be doing funny things when the curtain is open. Fine, all that went for it. But what I like most in this Murli is those 4 things. Out of that, brother, the one thing which I like and which is humming in my mind is Lagan. I remember those days, the song which was given to us in the year of Tapasya, Lagi Lagan Bas Ek Nahi Yahi, Lagi Lagan Bas Ek Yahi. That Lagan word was put so much in those times that I have to be Lagan. And in that song, it was also said, if I am really with him, the Tapasya, why I have to be in Lagan? Because I have to go home back. I loved that when the Lagan came immediately, that song just hit my mind and given. Then the other song, which is going on today, to just say Lagan Lagai, oh, everything they'll see. When they speak the praise of Shiv Baba, you are Anand, you are Nishkam and all. This Lagan word over there really gave me, and it made me Magan. I just went into my childhood days when I heard those songs and the recent one of songs. The Milan. Milan was already there. Varnan, yes, I keep speaking to him, but that word Lagan and Magan, they are so beautiful that I'm just with Baba. Nothing, no one. Drishti kuch nahi lag jaye. I'm going to be only with him. Itna Magan ho, then what Maya? Nothing can come. In this Murli, it was a really intoxication point for me.
Om Shanti. I was thinking, can we match these words, Milan, Varnan, Lagan, Magan, to those 4 words, like in one of the Murlis I've heard, Meet, Geet, Preet, and Reet. Can we do that? And if we can do, then what will be? Like Milan will be Meet, Varnan will be Geet, or Lagan will be Preet, or what?
Yeah, so I think it is everyone's churning where however you want to connect, it's your lookout. That's perfectly fine. So you can keep, yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Om Shanti. Manoj bhai, can you distinguish between what we mean when Baba says be free from feelings? And then you did point out the Murli of the Sunday where Baba speaks about Bhava and Bhavana. So would you give us a distinction between what do you mean by feelings and what do you mean by Bhava and Bhavana here?
Okay, so it's interesting. I got this point out not to confuse you all more, but anyway, since you have got it out again. So last Sunday's Murli all was about Bhav and Bhavna. Bhav means what is my intention, and Bhavna is the way I'm feeling. So Baba spoke about beautiful 4 feelings. If I can remember them clearly, it was beautiful feelings of benevolence, kalyan for others. Second was feelings of umang utsa, which means zeal and enthusiasm. Third was having feelings of sneha and sahyog, love and cooperation. And the last was atmik sthiti ke feelings. So all these feelings we need to have for each other, because Baba mentioned clearly in that Murli that Brahmins don't need knowledge. What you can share with each other is not knowledge, because all of us are knowledgeable. Baba is teaching each and every Brahmin through the Murli. And if I tell someone any point about knowledge, they'll say, you better tell it to yourself. I know it very well. So people amongst Brahmins, we don't really share knowledge, but what we can share is the love and cooperation, the enthusiasm, the zeal, enthusiasm, those feelings. And then Baba said the feelings of benevolence, all those 4, 5 feelings which Baba said. So those feelings, obviously, we need to have. And we need to also work on our bhav. What is my intention when I'm doing service? That's totally different, those feelings. But here Baba is saying that you come into feeling, which means someone tells you something, a point of correction, or something which you don't like. So if I'm doing something and someone tells me something, oh, this is not done it properly, or this is not the way it should be done, what happens to me immediately? I go into a very bad feeling. I start not feeling good, right? So that feelings, Baba is saying, you have to be feeling proof of that, not those feelings of benevolence and others, which Baba said in the last Murli. So I was trying to distinguish between these two. Though the word is feelings, but the context is totally different, what Baba is trying to say from today's Murli. I hope that's clear now.
Yes, Manoj bhai, thank you.
Om Shanti. Today, Baba gave connected the definition of Master Almighty Authority with this feeling proof. That to be a Master Almighty Authority means to be beyond feeling sensitive, to be full in all aspects, and accordingly, one who finishes all the flaws and the flow. Baba, when Baba speaks about feeling, it is basically the negative aspect of feeling, that is being sensitive, the stage and the form keeps changing. Also covered in the paragraph on circus, 4 aspects in which we perform circus, which is quite interesting. So one of the aspects is about this feeling also. So, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother. Yes, I like the example for Master Almighty Authority. As you said, in both he gave different. In the first Murli also, when he says, you'll be conqueror of Maya, for that you have to be all in one and all. And in this Murli, yes, he says feeling. When I remember Dadi Janki, when she spoke about feeling great, that was a program. Then when she spoke that, she said, feeling great is a wonderful feeling. And if you're not feeling good inside, you like it will be like as if you are having flu. Like he's saying, it's if you are not feeling good inside, it can be infectious because you will take someone else's defects within you. That's why I have to look after my feelings, to see that someone else's influence doesn't come on me. So my head and heart should be free from everything. So that's the feeling great, which he said. I remember which you shared, brother. Om Shanti.
And is it also connected with the all relationships with Baba? Suppose even one relationship I don't enjoy with Baba, that means there in that relationship I may be having some kind of sensitivity or some kind of feeling, uh, which could be a flu. So I think it's connected with Sarv Sambandh with Baba also. Om Shanti.
Shanti, brother. And continuing on the talk on feelings, I personally have this view. I'm just evolving on my ideas in this regard. As feelings are constant churning of a thought, a statement that eventually leads you to feel low in day-to-day conversations when we are interacting with people and people make some comments or talk, then it eventually comes out. With respect to me, I tend to have an expression in my voice, be it the tone of it or be it the way I would express. And later I have realized that this sensitivity aspect of it is something which is again very conspicuous. It is finally a gentle nature of a human being or civilized nature of a human being, while at the same time, the sensitivity aspect, if it comes out in positivity words, that shows that you are strong, that you have understood the gravity of the situation. But then feelings would be more or less towards a human being, directed towards a human being in a negative way. While Baba's bhav and bhavna words, they are related to elevated feelings of having to do goodness to others. This is how I understand. And being in Baba's skin, I understand that we become more receptive and sharp and more emotionally intelligent rather than going towards feeling and towards a feeling negative. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother. That feelings only we are turning that into complaining. So Baba is telling instead of complaining, we should be complete. So we should check there that we are whether we are complete or whether we are complaining. Om Shanti.
This word full is connected with flu. The more we are full, the less the flaws and the flus. The full can be stage can be achieved by having all the powers from Baba, and that will happen when we have all the relationships with Baba, with the one Father. So nothing else will remain. We'll be always getting those attainments in every relationship from Baba. I think that is a takeaway for me. I'll practice in this aspect where which relationship I am not having with Father, and that relationship I'll have the less power, and then that weakness battery, if it is discharged, then it will have this sensitivity to somebody's comments or somebody's misunderstanding with me. So I think I'll have to work on this. Thank you, Baba. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Paisarji, would you please describe the meaning of Sochta, Apogta, Akarta, please?
Yeah, sure. I just read that in the message in the chat box. Yeah, so these three aspects, if you look at it from Shiv Baba's point of view, Paramatma God, he is a Sochta. He doesn't overthink about, he is just the detached observer because he doesn't have a body. Abhokta, which means, for example, when we apply bhog to Baba, lovingly we offer bhog, but Baba doesn't really eat that. Whatever bhog we have done, Brahma Bhojan or whatever, it is just, we say in Hindi, bhasna. He gives the feeling of that he's taken it. And akarta, which means performing actions. So this is for Shiv Baba, as I said, but when it comes to us, Asochta, Baba says that do things, but don't overthink. And Dadi Janki used to say, don't think. I mean, don't think in the sense the souls in London used to ask, how can we not think, Dadi, before performing any action? So she said, okay, think, but don't overthink. So not overthinking, that is asochta. Abhokta, which means for us, we are in a lot of karmic accounts with people, and we also get a lot of illnesses, body sufferings. So not feeling the suffering of that, this which we call bhogna, body ki bhogna in Hindi, sharir ki bhogna. So if we are not feeling the suffering of that illness, whatever we have, that is called abhokta. And third is akarta, like this is the, I think one word which I can say is karan karavan har. Even if I'm doing service, it's not I am doing it. It's Baba is getting done through me. So that is the beautiful concept of how I am not the doer, akarta. Baba is getting done through me. So in today's Murli, Baba, why I remembered all these three was because Baba said, you really overthink, you think a lot, sochta, and that is because you're not swatched, cleanliness is not there, purity is not there. Once your thinking becomes pure, then automatically you become a sochta. So I hope that's clear. And I remember Vinod Bhai's point about sensitivity. So yes, when we say sensitivity, there are two, time is running short, I'll finish with this last comment. Sensitivity has two aspects to it. First is being sensitive, which we have been discussing, that how I should not be sensitive when someone tells me anything critical, etc. And second is sensitivity, which means trying to samvedansheel, that we call in Hindi. We should be sensitive towards people's feelings and how people are feeling in my company. So I should be sensitive to that. Definitely, yes. Not that I am absolutely hardcore. I don't want to understand what they are feeling or what they are going through. No, that is being insensitive then. So that sensitivity needs to be there. And as Vinod Bhai pointed, that once we are having all our relationships and connections with Baba, with the One, we become quite sensitive to others' sensitivities or to others' feelings. But we ourselves become less sensitive proof or feeling proof, right? Okay. So I think we should close here and just sit in silence for, is that okay, Rakhi Ben? So we'll just stay in silence and then exit. Thanks. And thank you all for your sharings today. If you want, I'll just play some soft background music. Thank you, Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti Manashbhai. Thank you for the wonderful Murli. Thank you, Divine Soul, for joining us. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a wonderful day. Om Shanti.
Thank you, brother, for a beautiful session.